Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to be discussing the images shown in the new V-Jump. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe, of course, if you are new, for more content as well as notifications so you don't miss anything we upload here on the channel going forward. So let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about what's coming out. Just for the record, we are getting a new Super Buu alongside a new Gotenks. So you guys can't see that at the top of the scans. The bottom half is all Legends related stuff, but we do have the Dokkan related stuff on the top. If you guys happen to be interested in Legend stuff, I already did a video on that. You guys can check that out down below. So we're going to go ahead and read some translations from our friend Goresh here on the channel. And from there, kind of do a little bit of preliminary talk about the characters and what I want to see from them in the future. So here we go. We're going to go back to his tweet. He says, SSR Majin Buu, good, who Dokkan awakens into a Majin Buu / Evil Buu, right? We can see that here a little bit. It's a duo card right there. So moving back. They have an exchange mechanic in their passive, exactly like LR Nappa and Vegeta, into Majin Buu, pure evil, and then an active skill into Super Buu. So, first and foremost, I want to say it's really cool that after, since August, however many, it's been a long time. It's been several months. It almost seemed like they forgot all about exchange, for the record. So first and foremost, I want to say it's really cool that that mechanic is coming back in a big way, it seems, with the new Nappa and also with the new Super Buu here, just different things like that. I love that they're doing that, for one. I like the exchange mechanic a lot. So we have that. Now, let's see what else he says here about what's happening. He says, Gotenks transforms from base to Super Saiyan as part of his passive, then from SSJ to SS3 with an active skill. So there doesn't appear to be any other information about that. There's some info here in the top left corner. I don't know if he translated it, but that pertains to the new mode, which I never really did a video on. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know in the comment section down below and my thoughts about the new mode that should be coming out soon and things like that. There was a little video on the official website or something that kind of shows you a little bit of how it works, I think. And we can kind of dissect that and stuff like that. So anyways, if you guys, by the way, if you enjoy this, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Helps tremendously, more than you know. So anyways, here is a look at the Gotenks. I'm excited for Gotenks. I'm super excited for basically Gotenks week between both games. I don't know. I assume this is Golden Week stuff. It's going to be Golden Gotenks week, apparently. Golden Gotenks week on both games. So here we go. So you are Gotenks, then there's the Super Saiyan, and then there's Super Saiyan 3. So let's take a look at kind of starting off with Gotenks here, and then we'll transition over to Majin Buu stuff. So when it comes to Gotenks, these are basically the same categories he should have. Also should pick up SS3, but that's pretty much it. There might be a couple other ones in there, like Transformation Boos. You know how that stuff goes. But that's basically the general outline for what he should have. I also want to pull up Super Buu units, so we're going to talk about that in a moment. So let's talk about it from the prism of looking at some of the teams he'd be applicable to, right? So I am actually really excited, for one, about the Majin Buu Saga buff here, right? I don't know if Gotenks is... I guess he is. I mean, he's up there. He's definitely one of the top options overall. I mean, there's only a few options in my mind that could really lead this category effectively. Obviously, our previous lead was Vegito, but if the Majin Buu Saga at this point, they just need all the units they can get, for one, and they need another premium leader. They're one of the only, off the top of my head, one of the only premium categories like this, like Majin Buu Saga, also led by like Vegito, that's lacking a secondary leader, right? In terms of, again, a premium option, festival unit type of deal. I mean, you have characters like, for example, Future Saga that have numerous. So and that extends to a lot of other teams as well. So this one definitely needs, again, all the options they can get, and I'm excited for the Buu Saga content. Now, Gotenks could wind up being that. Just for the record, the Buu could wind up being that too, right? They're both going to be buffing this team regardless, right? So what I want to say, though, in terms of Gotenks, I want to look at Fusion. Fusion is an interesting one because actually Gotenks starts off in base, yeah? He starts off in base, which actually is very good. There's not a lot of competitive base Gotenks in the namesake. So when we look at that, that's the best thing that could have happened for him, because now he no longer has to clash with any of the Super Saiyan Gotenkses or even the SS3 Gotenkses in here. So that was one of the bigger issues with this team, is they didn't have, just because of the nature of this team, right? Especially because we don't know if the Dragon Ball Fusions characters that haven't awoken are going to wind up awakening, or if they'll ever EZA any of these characters, because Fusions is... I love fusions, but it's super old at this point, so it's fair to call it dead, right? I don't know if they're ever going to do anything with those units. So then what it breaks down to is just Gotenks and Gojitas. So you have numerous ways to break down Gogeta units and give options to that, right? For example, they could give a standalone blue Gogeta card, then you basically have every form of Gogeta represented at that point. But regardless, there's numerous Gojitas, and then they also extended that by adding Goku and Vegeta transforming. They could do the same thing with the Goten and Trunks that transform to Gotenks type of deal, but this category suffers far more than Potara does because of lack of options, long story short. So base Gotenks is definitely one that we would like to have here. So I'm excited about that. And that was just the best thing that could have happened, right? So in terms of what I want to see from him, there's not really much. I want him to primarily be a fusion type unit, but there's not really much I really expect to see from him. I just want to see freaking default tabs here. I just want to see him be a character that's even worth running, right? Because so often these units kind of age out of their teams, right? I just don't want that to happen to him. I want him to be a unit that's one of the better options for the team he's applicable to for quite a while. Also, don't sleep on other teams, like the Super Saiyan teams he'd be applicable to, and then also Youth and Hybrids. Don't sleep on those teams. He could wind up being a very good option for those teams. Let's go ahead and talk about Super Buu, though, just a little bit. So, Super Buu type of deal, he's not going to have a crap ton of categories, right? He's not going to have a crap ton of categories. Actually, a better example would be, I guess, STR Buu. He's a more recent example. But even then, still only a handful of categories, right? So, not going to have a crap ton of them. But I'm also excited, like I said, about the exchange mechanic because, again, it's another way for this card to have another namesake in the Buu grouping. We don't have an actual standalone Majin Buu category. I felt like they were going to do that a while ago, but they wound up just making Transformation Boost instead with this unit, which includes basically all the Majin Boos. So they kind of found a way around that by just producing Transformation Boost and throwing all the Buu forms basically in there. And that was what they did. Now, if they decide, oh, hey, because we have freaking Namekians, why can't we have Majins, right? And we have some other stuff. Why can't we have Majins? If they decide to do that, we have Earthlings. Why can't we have Majins? If they decide to do that, that'd be huge, I think. If we look at the different Majins that are in the game, these are all the Majins. 21 White should end up being in there as well. We have a lot of different options. But again, that same thing I talked about a lot with Gotenks and just the options. Like, we have solid Evil Buu card. We have decent Fat Boos. Like, this guy needs an easy A. This guy is pretty good in certain settings. We don't mention this guy. This guy's actually a decent SR. But we regardless, though, in the future, if we got better versions of these characters, or if these cards start easy Aing, in fact, his easy A shouldn't be that far, to be honest. But anyways, it's good to have the duo cards. Always good to have duo cards every single time. Now, I do kind of wish that they didn't kind of, when it comes to like Super Buu type units and stuff, I wish they kind of didn't kind of do what they did with this card, right? Because these cards would be dope as individual cards. They're really solid, and they would have been great as like individuals. But I get why they did what they did. But I kind of wish they didn't do this type of deal as much, because this unit, even though he doesn't have too much competition right now, he might see some competition in the future in terms of being a viable unit on the team, right? Because his transformations are super slow. And when these other Super Boos start getting awakenings and stuff like that, easy A's, they might wind up being a better unit to run. Like, this one right here is going to be so disgustingly good. So disgustingly good when he gets his. He's going to be nasty. So, like, that's kind of one of the things that you want to look forward to, or you want to look out for when it comes to a Majin Buu team. But regardless, though, this should be Golden Week stuff. They don't really mention much else about the characters because Goresh would have put it in the translation. Let me know if you guys are excited for this, right? Like I said, I'm excited for Gotenks. I'm also excited for the fact they have exchange mechanics coming in. This is kind of interesting because they're not your typical, like, dual DokkanFest headliners. Normally, you guys know you're going to get, like, Trunks Zamasu or, like, Vegito Rose, but it's obviously not time for that type of stuff. Goku Vegeta, like, they're not our typical headliners. So, in the aspect and in the sense of them being different, I'm excited as well. It's more or less going to be what units return on their banners that kind of break it down for me, right? Because it should be a super and extreme type of banner split. I have to go back and look at the previous, don't quote me on that. I have to go back and look at previous examples of the previous like Golden Week banner releases and stuff like that to really be able to apply a little bit more knowledge to that and make an educated guess. But I am excited regardless about what could potentially be on the banners. There are some super class units I want to see, and also some villains. Like, I want to see 13 return because I never pulled on his banner. There's some stuff. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. And also, hit that subscribe if you're new. I'll see all of you guys, though, in the next one. Peace out, everybody.